Well, hello and welcome to Karting Live TV and our coverage for the first time of the Access Karting Championship. And we're here at Ellough Park. It's fantastic to be walking through a new paddock and a new track for Karting Live TV. And of course I am Nick Damon, and I'll be joined somewhere by Joe Bradley. Oh, sorry, I didn't recognise you without your shirt.
Yeah, I forgot it.
Well, there we go. That's the Joe, Ellough Park, Access Karting. It's a bit different, but it's a bit good.
You know what? When we were told about Karting Live TV becoming part of the final round here in the Access Karting series, it was a series of kart racing that I knew nothing about. So we did our research. Oh my God, what have we found? I think we found a little jewel in the crown here. Slightly different classes than what we're normally used to on Karting Live TV. There aren't any road axe classes here. TKM engines, 100 cc's in the 100 UK, 115cc TKM engines. But I think the jewel in the crown, the GX engines, the Honda engines that you're familiar with in, say, Honda Cadets, where we've got cadet classes, junior classes, and seniors for them. Now, the karts may be underpowered, they're not the fastest things out there, but the racing, you're going to see some very, very pure racing from both of those GX classes. And of course, the old school classes, the two-stroke air-cooled, I haven't even begun to mention the F300s. Oh my goodness. That is, you know, that we're used to these days spec formula where everyone's on the same motor, everyone's on the, you know, whether it's a single cylinder water cooled, whether it's IAMI or Rotax or, you know, a TKM air cooled. The F300 class, you've got all sorts of things. Rotary engined karts, V4s, four-cylinder straight. You've got all sorts of stuff on there. And if you're a technical geek like I am, I'm in my element here at Ellough Park.
Well, as you can see, he's had a bit of a sneaky preview around the paddock, but more importantly, we're now going to talk to new people and people we've met before in different series. It is a fantastic paddock, it's a fantastic series. Joe and I are going to have a chat with some really interesting members of the team.
Being the technical geek that I am, one of the classes here this weekend has really caught my attention. It's the F300 class. And Lily Brame here is one of the drivers. She'll be on the number 43. Lily, it's these karts are fast, firstly, rapid.
Yeah, very.
But for instance, what is this? What is this exactly?
So that is a Wankel engine. It's an Axro XR50 four-stroke rotary engine.
What sort of cylinder capacity does this have? We're talking rotaries here, people. Rotary valve engines. Sorry, rotary valve? No, we're not. I know we're in karting. Rotary engines, Wankel engines, amazing.
Yeah, I believe that one's a 300cc engine.
300cc four-stroke. Yeah. And there's all sorts of other engine configs, isn't there? I mean, what's this one over here, for instance?
So that is a V-twin engine, so two pistons. It sounds amazing, that engine. It's great.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Oh,
yeah, I've heard you guys out on track.
You definitely hear it on track. It's one of the louder ones.
All right, you know, just looking at the karts, the size of the chains, that, you know, we're people who are more familiar with like the Rotax classes, that chain's huge, isn't it? I mean, that's off a gearbox kart, surely.
Yeah, definitely. The chains in this series are a lot bigger than your typical karting chains.
So they're a heavier kart than perhaps what we're used to seeing. What's the minimum weight?
So we have three different weight classes. We have 162 as the lightest, 174, and then the heaviest one is 190 kilos.
Oh, I found a class that I can race in, 190. They are very quick karts, but because of the weight of the kart, I would imagine you have to be pretty smooth.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got people like Mike in the V-twin. He is a very smooth driver. He's great to go for tips when you're having a bit of a struggle of a day. But then you've also got drivers like Ollie in number 46. He's a really aggressive driver.
Right.
Two completely weight class difference. So yeah, Mike's in 190, Ollie's in 162. So yeah, it's really range of different driving styles on the grid.
Yeah, we're here at Ellough Park. It's kind of gives me the look of a kind of around the houses without the houses. It's going to be a pretty tight track for you to race these F300s on, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I've found that you have to be a lot smoother. There's so many twists and turns. These Wankel engines, they absolutely love straights.
Yes.
So coming to a track where there's a lot of harsh braking zones, and there's a couple of chances to really show the real power of these, we've definitely got to focus on the technical corners in this track.
The thing we love about rotary engines is how many revs they pull. How many revs are you pulling on that?
I believe it's 10.5, but
Right,
yeah, somewhere around there, yeah.
That's why they sound great. Look forward to the F300s, Ellie. Best of luck. What are you going to be happy with Sunday afternoon?
Not finishing last.
All right,
yeah.
yeah.
Top 10 ideally, I'd quite like to do
right.
that, but yeah.
Okay. Good luck, Lily.
Thank you.
Much to Nick's chagrin, I found the grandfather of karting here. Philip Williams has been around karting a long time. Philip, you've been around karting a long time, you were telling me, but 4 or 5 years with the Access series. Tell me what you brought you to the Access series.
Well, it's very important to get more people into the sport, and I got my 2 sons here racing in it, and I think it's just a lovely weekend away for everybody, but it's very competitive, and it's just a good weekend away.
Now, you support the series, Williams Catering Products.
Right.
That's your family company, I take it, and I see there is 5 carts liveried with your company livery. So you're more than just a participant, aren't you?
I am, but I've got no money left. I'm skint now.
Well, it's your fault for 5 carts.
I know.
Are you mainly in the UK, under UK
race
category?
all the UK. We do 6 series and some other sport as well, other series. But this is the main one to try and help the sport develop into a bigger field.
And you've obviously been around, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
How have you seen it grow then? Because it seems to be quite a popular paddock. This.
It's very growth quite a lot, but it takes a lot to do. It's hard work to get these carts right at the weekend, and it's not a cheap sport.
No, but getting them right—that's the
Right.
attraction, isn't it?
I'm the old granddad of being a mechanic, you see.
Yeah.
So we got to set them up and get them all going correctly.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time.
Yeah. And you've got 5 drivers to look after.
5 drivers.
That's not easy.
My granddaughter as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wish you all the very
Yeah.
best, Williams Catering Products and Williams Kart Racing Team.
Thank you
Here
very much.
in numbers they are.
With John Scott from JG Scott & Sons, one of the series sponsors. Easy question, why are you a series sponsor?
It's like the ethos, the whole atmosphere, the community, what James Purchase and James Cannon put together, introducing people into motorsport. Low level, but incredibly helpful group of guys. And I just love what they do with the kids as they bring them through the different classes.
And of course, on the Access Karting programme, you've got 2 of your sons racing. I mean, it's a big commitment, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's thoroughly enjoyable. It's the way the guys set this whole format up. It just makes it easier. Everybody helps. Like I say, the community spirit. It just simply works. And fabulous setup, as far as I'm concerned.
Now, one thing we should ask you is, what do JG Scott & Sons actually do?
Oh, it's landscaping and gardening business, basically. Hard landscaping, soft landscaping, anything, cases for anything. We look after commercial sites, private estates, but it's no connection to motorsport, but, I just thought if I can help sponsor this championship and provide a good atmosphere, then, it's the way forwards.
Certainly is. So if you need your garden landscape to put a kart track built in the back garden, that's your man.
2 drivers in Team Scott are the brothers, Jamie and Ewan. I'll start with you first, Ewan, because this all plate, that's quite a bit of success you've had this season, isn't it? Where did you win the all plate?
Rowra.
Rowra in Cumbria, yeah?
Yeah.
You like Rowra?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been racing in this class?
2 or 3 years.
Yeah. And did you have any karting experience before that?
Yeah, I did cadets and bambinos when I was younger.
Ah, right, so Bambino since you were 6 then, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so are you faster than your brother Jamie then?
I don't know. He's did it longer.
Jamie's laughing, I don't know what he's laughing about.
I don't know either.
You think he's quicker than you, Jamie?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Well, how long have you been in the senior class?
This is my first year in the seniors.
Right.
Yeah.
So last year, juniors, obviously.
Yeah.
Did you stick with the 100 UK class last year in juniors?
Yeah, we did the 100 UK last year, but then the year before that we did a bit of the retro one as well.
Right. So what's the difference then between the junior kart that your brother Ewan's on and yours? What's the difference?
In the seniors, it's a lot more competitive, I personally think, and they're easier kart to drive.
He's trying to put you off, isn't he? Go on.
there's an easier kart to drive in the juniors than I think in the seniors because
So how do we slow the engines down for the juniors?
there's a restrictor where the gasket is, and you can have a bigger size on it, and that's how you slow them down.
Right, so they've got a little bit less engine power. But what about lap time wise?
They're about the same because they're lower weight, aren't they?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
about the same.
Ewan, Jamie, wish you all the very best of luck. There's going to come a time, Ewan, when you're going to be on the same grid as him. I know, how old are you now?
12.
12, so what's that, 4 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be fat by then, don't worry mate, you'll beat him. The GX UK Cadet Championship for 2024 is settled. However, second place still very much up for grabs. These two drivers here, 16 points is that gap there between Jaden and Louis. Guys, it's going to come down to Sunday afternoon, getting through those heats. I'll start with you, Jaden. You're the guy with it all to lose. I mean, vice champion into 2025. That's what you've got to be looking at. Beating this fella here, big ask.
Yeah, it'd be quite good because be a nice thing to have because it's my first season in my own kart. Yeah.
Louis, do you think there's less pressure on you being behind? You've just got to catch him up, haven't you? In the points process, I mean.
Yeah, I think I've got less pressure because all I have to do is basically just like wish that I get like good positions in the heats. But I've got like good positions in the heat, so I think I'll do good.
So who's the other driver, Jaden? Because there's 3 drivers up for vice champion, aren't they?
It's Lucas Deere.
Right, so congratulations to him, eh, boys? Let's see it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Luke.
Yeah, that's as hard as that was to say. I think the thing is, Jaden, you've got to stay ahead of him. He's got to get past you. What's that going to be like when you know it's Louis behind you?
It'll be like challenging, but it'll be like a good fight because we're today we've been even the whole day, so yeah.
You looking forward to it, Louis?
Yeah.
Do you like the fact that you've got, it's not just about a race, is it, this weekend? It's about, who's going to finish ahead in the championship. Do you like that as well, Jaden?
Yeah, but it's a bit like nervous in a way.
Well, lads, we're in the entertainment business. We love this sort of thing. I wish you all the very best of luck, and I wish you all the very best of luck. He's to a cracking race. I know it's going to be. Thanks, boys.
Well, there's this kind of trope, isn't there, in karting about dad and lad, but here at Access Karting, nah, it's mum and lad. And we have Sarah Solo and we have Sam Giles. First, Rio, so how did you get into the spannering?
Well, by accident, I guess. Jayden had always done a Arrive and Drive, and then we thought, why not? We got in touch with James Purchase. We have always thought that doing this on our own was kind of out of reach for us. Access Karting have made it possible for us, really.
And so what sort of mechanical experience did you have prior to taking your engine off for the first time?
None. I'm an accountant.
Well, see, at least you knew how many bolts to put back on again, so that's okay.
Yeah, no experience at all. It's been a bit of a winging it. Sam helping me. Sam's got experience, so she's been supporting me all the way.
Well, I did know, Sam, a minute ago you were removing and reinstalling the engine. So obviously, you know the tricks of the trade, make them think you're doing something. But what's your mechanical background?
None. My dad's an engineer, so I've grown up around engineering, but I had no knowledge whatsoever. But we started motorsport a couple of years ago in Bambino, and I've literally learned as I've gone along, really, through the help of people in the paddock. But Access Karting has by far been the best support for everyone, and we've all been able to help each other out, and it's just wonderful.
And when it comes down to the minutiae of setting the cart up, is that a case of you go and say, well, you ask them a question, or is it hit and hope? How you manage to get the whole setup sorted out?
So luckily, when I bought my car, it came with a setup, like a rough setup guide. So I've just kind of worked around that really, and just kind of learnt as I've gone, get a bit of feedback from my driver when he can give it, and it all comes down to experience for both of us. So we've learnt as we've gone, and I would like to think it's gone well.
So my guess is it's significantly easier to actually work on the kart than control these youngsters.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we have a lot of fun going on in the awning, all the boys.
And what's the level of competitors between you two? Is it all friends until they get out on the track?
No, they're all really, really good. Yeah. They all kind of egg each other on. There is competitiveness, of course there is, but they are all really great friends, and that's what is brilliant about this series. All the kids get on really, really well. Natural competitiveness on track, come off the track, and everyone's playing together, playing football, playing in the caravans, causing havoc. So it's all great.
Brilliant. Sarah, Sam, could one of you actually look at my car because the steering's out of alignment? Thanks for that, guys.
Thank you.
One of the things I've found very typical in the Access Karting Series paddock is the friendliness of the paddock. I mean, I know karting's a friendly championship, but these three, absolute nemesis to each other out on the track. But here they are, just quite happy to hang out together. We'll start with you first. What's your name and...
Logan.
Logan Pedge.
Yeah.
What number are you, Logan?
I'm number 41.
And what's your name and number?
Milo Purchase, number 14. Devon Giles, number 28.
Right, so you three are good mates out here in the paddock, but what's it like on the track? I'll start with you first, Logan.
The track itself is really good.
Yeah, what's it like with these two on it, though?
These two, they're just like me. They kind of just work. We kind of just work together to get past.
Ah, right. I've seen cadet drivers do that. So you guys, are you all about tapping the helmet and saying work with me and all of that, Milo?
Yes.
Yes. What does that mean, Devon?
It means so when we do that,
Yeah.
it means there's a back marker ahead and we got open space to overtake him.
But doesn't it also mean don't overtake me? Let me stay in front.
No. Just means push me along. We can go faster.
Yeah, until you can overtake, Logan. Is that what it's all about? Overtake? Yeah.
It's all about like overtaking and when you tap your helmet and just say it's like sign language basically.
Yeah. Trying to read each other's minds. I want to talk to you about this. What is this though? Is this where you work together? Is this what you call working together, Devon? This is tyre rubber.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who were you working together with there then?
I wasn't really working.
No. Were you pushing him along?
Yeah.
Who was it? Do you know?
Jack Scott.
Okay. Something you want to say to Scott about Jack about the back of his cart? Sorry, I think is it. Try that. Try sorry. Sorry, Jack. Try sorry, Jack.
Sorry, Jack.
There you go. Took a while. Well done. Great stuff, guys. Hope to see you all working together out on track, huh? Great stuff.
Well, we bumped into Kai Turner, who is the current GX Cadet Champion, but something new this week. You've claimed a championship and now you're racing in?
100 UK Junior.
And tell me, how different are those two karts from each other, from the GX to the 100 UK?
The chassis is way bigger. There's way more torque and everything. It's like a different story and everything.
Much quicker?
Yeah.
Did it take you a long time to adjust, or like first lap, now I can do it?
First session, I was within 3/10 of someone who was in like the top 5.
So you see, everything's happening much more quickly. What was the most difficult thing to get used to in this new faster kart?
The elevation change here, because that's massive, and the G-force.
Now, of course, you've won the cadet class. I mean, how won it with a round to go? Was it? Did you find that quite an easy victory, or did you have to work really hard for it?
Started off very easy, but then I was just getting taller and bigger, and that made me more overweight. And then I was getting taller, so that I was like a massive wind duck down the straight. So yeah.
I love the idea that he's overweight. Yeah. So you're starting 100 UK. This is a kind of a trial. I take it you're going to do the whole season next year.
Yeah, we're gonna get the kart done over the winter.
And so, what is it about the Access Karting Championship that you really enjoy?
The racing is fun, and then everything.
Well, we're part of everything now, so Kai, thanks very much, and best of luck in your new adventure.
Cheers.
With Sergio Taggio from Di Purico. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Good. It's kind of welcome back, because Sergio, you've many times graced the Karting Live TV screen in the old years, but still the 100 UK and still a series sponsor. You're really prepared to invest in your racing.
Yeah, we do. It's good fun. We all enjoy it, and that's the main thing, really.
And it's again a series sponsor for Access Karting as well. I mean, giving back.
Yeah, it's what we are getting out of it is it's good. It's good racing. It is a good bunch, and we just enjoy it, really. That's all.
Now, obviously, we haven't been covering this 100 UK for a couple of years, and it seems to have grown and grown and grown.
Yeah.
What is the situation, obviously, with things like spares and engines now? Because it must be running out of sheds to raid.
Well, this is it. I mean, we use a few. I use James here a few times. We use a few people in Birmingham, And there's always up a Matthew Scott, so he's really good to ask as well.
Has it got to the point yet where stuff's been remanufactured as in the
they
old
are.
style?
Yeah, I think they are in the TKM, but I don't know much about it really. I just try and race really. That's all I do.
And how's the racing been going?
Slowly, put it that way. That's what I say, slowly.
So you haven't won too many rounds of championship then?
No, not at all. No, I'm still a novice really compared to the rest of them. I mean, they've been doing it for 30, 40 years. Well,
And of course, a new chance to see Ellough Park. What do you think of this track?
it's exciting. It's twisty. It's different. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we'll find out more tomorrow really.
And what's a good result for you for the weekend?
Just to finish. Yeah, just to finish. It's just, but not get lapped will be good. But the fast boys are fast, and you can tell it's just a different compared to us. That's the way it is, really.
Sergio, best luck and have fun.
Yeah, we will. Thank
Great
you very
stuff.
much. Thank you. Thanks.
We might be at the final round of the Access Karting Series, but Ronnie Townsend here, he's already wrapped up the GX Junior category and he's the champion for 2024. Here we are, Ronnie, final round. You've got no pressure, mate. You've won the championship. Well done. Must be a great feeling, is it?
Yeah, it's really good. It's my first year in owners, so to do it, I mean, it's not just me, my dad as well has put a lot of work in, and to do it where I think we've had a lot of, sometimes rounds where we've had a lot of bad luck and there's a lot of rushing around and getting everything ready, but the feeling to be able to do it after all of that is really good.
Yeah, so first year in owner drivers. Have you come from the higher kart sort of karting field?
Yeah, so I started indoors. That's where I started, and it wasn't until 2022, so 2 years back, that I actually started competitive racing. I started at Brentwood, the senior race league there, junior race league there, and I race in currently as well the Buckmore Pro Championship.
Right.
So that's where most of my experience comes from, and obviously team sport.
Right. These GX karts, they've got the Honda GX engine on them. It's all about the driver, isn't it? You've got no power to get you out of any trouble. What sort of driving style do you need to get the best out of them?
I think so. The key thing to remember is, with two strokes and stuff, all the time that you lose in the lap, you can make up from, all that extra torque. It's all about learning where the best exit is. I think the thing that matters with them most is finding that perfect setup with the perfect sprocket. Your gearing is so important with them because, as I said, with two stroke, the gain is not too much. You can get to top speed quite quick. Yeah. With these, they do bog down and they do take some time usually to pick up to pace.
Brilliant. Okay, there's kids at home watching this. They're going to their local indoor. They're going to their local hire kart place. What would you say to them about getting involved in GX Juniors?
I think I think everyone should. I think for this category, I think especially, as I said, these engines, more than Rotax, and I think even higher karts as well, these teach you how to drive because you haven't got that extra torque, but you've got that bogging down, and that you really learn throttle control, you learn braking. So anyone who's thinking of coming into owners, starting in something like this, or even cadets, or that you learn so much craft in it. So I mean, once you've learned how to drive one of these, you can drive anything afterwards. So this would be a good place to start.
What Ronnie forgot to say is they're pretty cheap as well. So he's the driver, though. He doesn't have to worry about that. Ronnie, congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Champion 2024. What you got planned for next year?
Next year, so I'm going to go up to the GX UK Senior category and try do some stuff there as well.
With the big lads, yeah?
Yeah, well, 34 big lads.
Well done, mate. I'm sure you'll do well.
Thank you so much.
Access Karting Series, brand new to Karting Live TV, but one of the classes that really caught my eye was the GX UK class, especially the seniors, which of course I am eligible for. And Brad Philpott here, he's no stranger certainly to me. Brad, we've met a few times in your car racing exploits, but it came as no surprise to find you involved in this class. Now it's I'm going to say basic GX Honda engine. I'm familiar with them in pro karts where there's two. Yeah. I was very unfamiliar with just the one engine karts, but these things race, I want to say it in a kind of a pure way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you're right. It is essentially just a twin engine pro kart engine, just one of those, but with a lot less weight in general. So the kind of chassis we've got here, this would normally be using Rotax or X30. Obviously, it's just a senior chassis, and that means through the corners it's great, especially with these Maxis. Once they're up to temperature, they're pretty sticky. But as you're aware, and as you will have seen, they're not the fastest things out there, which means the racing is super close. If you picture kind of NASCAR with a few more corners, we stick nose to tail, the slipstream makes a huge difference, and it's really about racing to the front. And it's very, very difficult to pull away once you're at the front.
And that's what I mean about a purity to it. You've done quite a bit of high-level car racing, British touring cars in 2020. So, as I say, it came as no surprise. And was it that purity of actually racing so close to one another that sort of attracted you to it?
I'll be honest, the main thing that attracted me to this series was the cost. I would love to be racing really, really expensive karts, although my body can't take too much speed nowadays.
Yeah.
But the fact that you could race something this close but for this little money, and really the whole point of this series is the cost effectiveness. The fact that you've got the controls, which mean you're not allowed a chassis that's newer than 2018. That immediately takes massive amount of cost out because you can't go and buy thousands of pounds worth of chassis. The engines are obviously closely controlled as well. One set of tyres, you'll notice my nicely wrapped up tyres here that have been with me since April. I've carried these through every track of every season, come rain or shine.
Can I just ask you though, one set of tyres per season, so that's 6 rounds.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the Maxi Sport.
That's it, and they've lasted brilliantly. You can't see because they're in this cling film, but they've still got a lot of tread left, still offer loads of grip. My practice set, which are underneath the kart here, they've gone through the same amount of use, obviously just on the practice days, and they're all hanging on really well.
So 2018 chassis, you'll pick that up for 1,500, £2,000?
If you want a rolling chassis that's in absolute mint condition, that's how much it would cost.
Yeah,
but if you want to do it yourself and build one from scratch and do all the renovation yourself, £400. We actually have a limit on the Facebook group, £400 for a chassis, £400 for an engine. You can obviously go outside of our Facebook group to, and I say it's not mine, but I'm one of the competitors. You can go and find more expensive things, and I and some of my little posse around me here have spent probably a bit more than that. But yeah, you can certainly get on the grid for under £1,000 if you're happy to do a little bit of maintenance and cleaning yourself.
And I noticed the engines are sealed, so no shenanigans going on there.
Yep, absolutely, yeah. So they're sealed, and before next season they will have to go to one supplier to all be checked, fees checked, all that kind of thing. But yeah, they're sealed. We're not allowed to do anything other than really take the emulsion tube and jet out and clean them and put them back in. So it's we just clean the engine and then leave it. So very, very simple.
You say simple, but there's a lot of attention to detail on your kart and your teammates' karts. One of these things I want to just bring everyone's attention to. So you see how free these bearings are? Right, I've barely touched that, right? That's going to spin for about 20 minutes there, Brad. Yes, of course I did. Because when I saw you guys, and I've checked out some YouTube videos of your Alex Van Gien, for instance, and I thought, underpowered karts, that's where your attention to detail is going to come into play with regards to bearings and everything else, chain lubes, the lot. Anything exotic involved?
I wouldn't say exotic, but certainly there is some painstaking maintenance, like you say.
Yeah.
I certainly change my bearings relatively regularly.
Right.
At least once in the middle of the season, I'd change. I've actually done a couple.
That's not too bad. I was going to every heat, I was thinking.
But what we also do is clean them after every single session on track and re-lube them with very expensive lube. We also, something that we've done, I don't want to give away our secrets, with my friend Alex stood there in the background, but we're trying to minimise all kind of rolling resistance and also rotational mass. So we've gone down to small brake discs, that kind of thing, to really try and minimise just how much is rotating, because it's all about being efficient with this engine, which doesn't have a lot of power.
So I'm about 105 kilograms, so I'm going to need a lot of tips, right? So I'm not expecting you to give everything away on air. In fact, we're not going to give anything away on air because I'd like to be competitive. But I can see that. So in a season, Brad, including all your entry fees, etc., you've raced cars. I know you've been searching for budgets pretty much forever. So what's the budget then for going racing for a full season in Access?
That's a really good question, and I haven't sat down and worked it all out, is the honest answer. But I can tell you what the biggest expenses are, and it's really travel and hotels.
Right, okay.
Running the kart itself, I've had no damage all season. I'm sure other people have had to spend money on accident damage, but that's just normal. But the fact that the karts are not brand new means that, and especially since we all run, or most of us run something like an OTK where spares are readily available, second hand, it's not that expensive. Even if you were to entirely write the kart off, you could probably get it back in shape within a couple of £100. So it's getting to the different tracks and then staying in hotels if that's what you choose. A lot of the guys will camp at the circuit and cut that cost out, or stay in our van, which someone did last night. But aside from that, because you can't spend money on new tyres, that's eliminated. Fuel, it barely uses any fuel, 5 litres probably on a weekend. I have to buy more because I need to use fuel for ballast. I've just run out of places to put lead. But yeah,
He's showing off now, Alex. Ballast, fuel for ballast, yeah, whatever.
but yeah, so aside from that, there's not really much more, unless you want to do fancy stuff like I've done and get it painted and put fresh sticker kit on, which is obviously not remotely performance enhancing. That's really, you've got such a limit to what you can spend that you end up doing stuff that's cosmetic, and then going out for a pizza in the evening and spending money on that instead.
I came over to your awning, and Nash, I need you to get this. I thought, you can tell the guys with the attention to detail. That's their schedule. That's a car racing thing, isn't it? And the other thing I want you to get, Ash, is this little device here, this spring device. Keeps the steering wheel straight, keeps the presentation look of the kart. As you can see, Brad has got an absolute OCD about these kart presentation. And to be honest, I admire that. And I think in this class, the GX class, you've got to have that OCD to get the best performance. And talking about that, it would be remiss of me not to talk about here. Here we are at Ellough Park. You're leading the championship. In my view, that's where the pressure is. When you come into the last round, you've got everything to lose. What's the points gap to your next competitors?
Well, in fact, I've already won the championship.
All right, okay.
So my pressure is really not getting excluded in a way which means I'm not allowed to drop this round. So if I was to go and deliberately ram someone off the track or do something nefarious, then I could then get 0 points for this round and not be allowed to drop them. That would put me in a tricky situation. I'm not intending to do any of that. So as long as I just drive and don't do anything silly, the championship's already sewn up. So my aim really is just to win the race tomorrow. I don't have anything to lose in that respect, apart from some rubber marks on my sticker kit. So I'm going to go get stuck in and try and win again.
Which will be changed for next season, Brad. Brad, great to see you again. Best of luck. I know the racing's going to be fab. This has become my favourite kart class, no question. You might even see me competing in this next year. You might need another. What are you looking at me belly for?